On Combat Culture Africa today, we have none other than Kennedy, the Nigerian savage Nzechukwu. He is a UFC Light Heavyweight, 6 foot and 5 inches in height. He also has a ridiculous 83-inch reach. That's even longer than John Jones, apparently. He has notable wins over Ion Kutaleba, Carl Robertson, Carlos Ulberg, and Danilo Marquez. On the show today, he's going to tell us about life, training, and who he is as a person. Enjoy. 3, 2, 1. Hey, good afternoon, Mr. Kennedy. It's a pleasure to have you in my humble abode. I just want to say that this is the first time a UFC fighter is stepping within the 4 walls of this house, and it's an honor. So yeah, you're welcome.
Appreciate it, guys. I appreciate it.
How you doing, man?
Being here, man.
Yeah,
it's an honor being here. I'm just glad to be home in Nigeria. You know?
Yeah.
Yes.
And so, how long have you been around for now?
In Nigeria right now?
Yeah,
just for a week.
A week.
Yeah, for a week right now.
And what brought you here?
Man, home, man. This home, this motherland for me.
Yeah.
I love it. You know, I couldn't have it any other way. I've been away for a while, man. Due to my mom taking care of my mother back in the States, she was very ill. You know, fortunately, she passed right after my fight. You know, on November 20th, right in the morning. But right when I landed, she passed, and God had other plans. You know.
Yeah.
So she was the only one she was the only reason I had to be there. So that's why I couldn't come back for the past 9 years. So
Wow.
I came back now after she passed just to see my family, especially my extended family in Imo State, and my cousin, to help him brush up on his training, his MMA training. And I love it, man. I know the economy is harsh, but this is where I was born, you know.
Of course.
And I love it. I love every part of it. The ups and downs. That's what made me.
Of course.
So it's awesome being here. I'm just blessed. I'm grateful.
Of course. All right, man. It's a pleasure to just have you in our space. I think what you just said now is the perfect segue into people just getting to know who you are. So if a random stranger doesn't know the UFC, doesn't know anything about you, just asks you, who is Kennedy, the Nigerian savage Nzechukwu, what would your response be?
Yeah. Kennedy's just a humble man of God, you know. A kid that grew up in Imo State, you know, was just constructed and built and carved into just a young man, a young good man. You know, my mother is the one that did the whole foundation. She's the one that built everything. You know, she's the one that interceded for me spiritually. You know, as we're young, we never really focused on Christ. You know, so the day I gave my life to Christ, around 22, 23, and all that intercessions my mother did for me when I was little came to fruition. So I'm grateful for what she did and the foundation she laid. Although my dad didn't stand strong when she was sick, you know, for better for worse, went out the window when she got sick. So it is what it is, you know. It just taught me a lesson of life, you know, to stick with your partner, you know, no matter what. Once you commit, you have to commit, you know. So he did what he did, but you know, my mother had to leave that legacy for her.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, when I take my last breath on earth, I do want to be reunited with her in heaven.
Yeah.
So Kennedy is just a young man of God trying to do well, you know, trying to help his family, trying to help the people, even the young ones, the young generation fighters here that don't have the opportunity due to the economy and the leadership, the bad leadership here. I'm just trying to give back, you know. So eventually, I'm going to start the foundation here, and it's God's timing. I'm just listening to His timing. That's it.
Beautiful stuff, man. Beautiful stuff. But then, you're this. I've only met you 15 minutes now, and you're this easygoing, simple, clearly humble guy. But then you're also a fighter.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah,
it's crazy.
You're also a fighter that just beat Ion Kutaleba,
Yes.
about to crack into the top 15 of the light heavyweight division, I believe. Yeah,
yes, sir.
We're praying for you.
And thank you, man. You know, it kind of baffles people because of my humbleness and my niceness and my nice personality. Even at church, because I'm a teacher in the kids' Bible study. So, you know, even when I was volunteering there, most of them never knew I was a fighter. Wow. So when they knew and they saw me on TV, they're like, what? You're a fighter? You know? It's just my personality. I have the heart of my mother, the compassion of my mother. So it's hard. It's not like I'm trying to hide it. It's just that compassion overwhelms the fighting part of me. It covers that. So when the people do realize I'm a fighter, they're kind of shocked, you know, because they'll never know. With the personality, it's kind of hard to think that I can throw hands on someone.
Of course.
I'm just deep down inside me. I'm African. I'm a warrior, you know. So it's always gonna be there. So but the compassion part of me, the part of me that relates to people, and gets to talk to people, and gets to know people and help people. That's from my mom. And I'm grateful for that part. You know, that part is very unique. And that part is a big part of me. So I'm grateful.
Yeah, that's evident. It's evident. Okay, so I remember clearly I was supposed to ask you this before I get sidetracked. So how did you get into MMA? I mean, the video, I did see the UFC preview. I know what there is to know on the internet, but I mean, for everybody has a story. The unspoken stories are usually about trauma. Usually people trying to overcome some damage, some mental block, something in their lives to try and make something different. That's usually the part that isn't told. It's usually about becoming a champion. And I'm just asking if there is a part of the story that isn't quite as known and maybe that you're open to sharing that led you into the world of MMA. We would like to.
Yeah, well, my journey into MMA all started first of all when I went to America. When I came to America in 2009, ending 2010, and I went to the library. I was watching these videos in the library because I think it was Chuck Liddell, most of the pioneers, Rampage Jackson, Anderson Silva. I picked up a UFC video, I watched it, and I didn't know they do this, so I'm seeing these guys fighting, and they're paying them for it. So I was like, I was kind of shocked, because I'm in Nigerian, we never knew that was a profession. So I always wanted to do it. It was always in the back of my mind. So I was thinking about it, but I never did it because my dad was like, African dad was like, why are you fighting? Why are you fighting? But go be a doctor. So I wasn't trying to dare bring it up to him. So I always told my mom, she was like always laughing it off. She was like, your dad would kill you. And I was like, it is what it is, But I never actually was compelled to do it till college, till my mom got sick. When my mom got sick and my dad bailed on her, I was just emotionally isolating her, and he just didn't want to have anything to do with her. So it kind of hurt me because then I didn't know what the illness was. So the illness was ALS, and it was more of a muscle killing disease. So it deteriorates the muscle, and slowly you're basically trapped in your own body. So I didn't know what it was, and I knew I needed money to help my mom find a cure. And at that point they didn't have no cure, but they had clinical studies for the disease. So I was like, you know what, I can't have my mom stay with my dad with the stress he's causing her. I just want to isolate her from him. So we with the little money I had from college and the money, she was a nurse, and the money she had, we moved to an apartment with my other siblings. So she was like, what is that thing you always wanted to do? And I was like, it's fighting. And then she's like, just go do it. She was still capable of driving at that point. So I googled a couple gyms. At that point, the gym that I googled first was Octagon MMA, where my head coach that's his previous gym. He was a head coach at that gym. He hasn't he hasn't actually established his own gym at that point. So it was 2015. I went, my mom drove me to that gym. I started training. She watched me train. It was actually jiu-jitsu. It was that day was striking. So sparring, I didn't know what to do. I'm just, throwing a jab the best of I can. So, after that, the coach saw me, and he saw my height, saw my athleticism, he told me to stay. I stayed. He talked to my mom, and then had me join the jiu-jitsu class. And I was getting tapped out, controlled, and everything. It was so hard, but Africans, we love the hustle, we love the grind. So I came the next day, kept on coming. And when my mom couldn't drive me there, I just drove the bike and used the transit and came there. So. That's where it carried on from there. So to answer your question, that's where it started. So
how old were you at the time?
I was 23. Yes. Okay. And I just trained vigorously every single day I came. I was training even when I couldn't come to the gym. I was doing what I can do at the college campus, and I just carried on from there. I was just hustling and working hard because I know time was against me. And I was 23. Most of these guys started at 17, 15, 16. Most of them had backgrounds from 8 years old, or maybe 6, 7.
Yeah, traditional.
So I didn't have any background. I just played soccer and basketball. So I know the time was against me. I had to hurry up, and I always prayed. Kept in God's hands. And now I'm seeing God's hands in everything I do. So
of course. That's beautiful, man. So for this MMA, that's where you train currently, right?
In Dallas, Texas.
Dallas, Texas. Can you pronounce his name for me so I don't butcher it? Safe Saud.
Yes.
Okay. How did that relationship sort of form and come about?
It actually formed the first day I met him. That first day I trained, he saw me and he was like super, in awe with my movement. I mean, I wasn't the best mover, but he just saw the athleticism and he saw something in me, and he called me and he was like, you could do MMA, and I'm like, that's the whole point I'm here, So he carried on from there, and we built a relationship of trust, And I like trust, I just want to be able to trust you. If I could trust you, then I could work with you. And the same thing with him. We have the same personality, so we then kind of merge together, and that's where it blossomed from there.
Okay, so like if you can just tell us what your training schedule is currently like. Just
training schedule Monday. Training schedule Monday in the morning. I wake up, I jog like maybe 5 in the morning, and around 7. I go to bed after I'm done. 7:30 I wake up, and strength and conditioning. After that I go recovery. There's a bunch of recovery. My sponsors that have recovery establishments. So I go there and get some recovery. So for a month for
recovery, do you do cold exposure or sauna or a bit?
Oh yeah, so the ice plunge, the ice bath, I have it in my yard.
Oh, beautiful.
So I do that. I buy like maybe 15 bags of ice and I fill it up. But for the sponsors that have like the cryo chamber and stuff like that, and the massage therapy, and my other sponsors that have like the Normatec treatment and other stuff, compression pads, I go there get free treatment. And
beautiful.
Yeah, Africans, you can never go wrong with free
stuff.
I was the first one there. The free stuff, count me in. But make sure I focus on recovery, because in this sport it's very, very tasking on the body, so you have to make sure you're up to par on your recovery, and especially sleep. You can't deprive yourself of sleep. You have to sleep a lot, and people are like, sleep? Why can't you then train if you're sleeping? But man, sleep is very critical when it comes to the game.
Of course.
And for this MMA, we have MMA jiu-jitsu. It's a hard grind, hard push. So you have guys, in my weight class, Ryan Spann, got Zuma Archer, got Charles Bird, these guys, Ramiz, Rahim, all these guys, tons of other guys that you don't even know of. We just push each other. At the end of the practice, there would be puddles of sweat everywhere. I was actually looking at my Instagram feed yesterday, and I saw them just training, and I could see sweat everywhere. Sparring sessions on Tuesday. Wednesday we have jiu-jitsu classes. Thursday we have wrestling, hard push. Friday it's more of a give or take. You can come and train, or you can recover. I choose to recover sometimes and do my strength and conditioning early in the morning. Then at night time I do my recovery. Saturday in the morning, hard push, sparring, and jiu-jitsu, MMA training, and after that I recover. Then Sunday, I go to church. After teaching the kids Bible study, then go to the next service after that. And I'm with my cousin Simon. He's in Switzerland now. He traveled to see his mother. So after church, rest a little bit, and towards the evening hit my jog, and come back, do a little bit of strength and conditioning, nothing too intense, and that's Sunday, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah. So strength and conditioning every day.
I try to do every day, because in my backyard I have all the equipment. I purchased like a bunch of equipment, treadmill, man, there's a bunch of stuff. Skier, with a bike, assault bike. I have a bunch of stuff. So I try to do strength as much as I can. I just want to make it a lifestyle, so I don't have to get ready.
Of course.
So when fight time comes, I'm just dialing in on the skill set.
Of course.
So sometimes fighters wait to like fight camp to start training vigorously, but that's not the smartest way. The Africans, we just like to stay ready. And for me, I love cardio, so I try to keep it dialed in. So towards fight camp, I'm just carving everything and merging everything, all the skill set together. So instead of me focusing on conditioning at fight camp, I'm just focusing on skill set. So just sharpening that sword.
Details.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you've been here and you've trained with the guys.
Yes.
I saw the pictures. You've trained with your cousin Melvin Nicotine. Shout outs to Nicotine. And here we are now. What do you see? There are lots of puddles, there's a lot of potential, but what do you see?
First of all, my cousin needs to change his nickname.
No more Nicotine.
He's reminding me of cigarettes. I hate cigarettes. My dad smokes too much cigarettes. Nicotine, stop it. Change the name. He was like, well, I'm thinking. Like, stop thinking. Just change the name. There's potential. So I went to TMA. That's where he trains at.
Yeah.
Man, I see the kids over there so agile, and I'm not surprised. Obviously, it's Nigerians. We have the skill set, we have the agility, we have the physique, we have the physicalness. So I know they have what it takes to like get to that level. But man, the economy is so bad, and it's not like we don't have anybody to sponsor these kids. There's people to sponsor them, but it's just the greed. I don't understand. It just blows my mind sometimes when I see these kids, the athleticism, and the fiscal attributes, and I just don't see no one helping them. And they tell me that guys from the embassy come to like train there. Okay, guys from the embassy come to train there. Obviously, you have some money. Can you help the kids out? I'm not telling you to buy them a house.
Of course.
Can you help them with some gear?
Yeah, the
little
basics.
money for some stuff. Like,
of course.
if you work in the embassy, you're obviously making some money. You're not a freaking broke guy. So help the kids out. Get them some gloves. It's not that expensive, man. But I don't know, man. For me, that's why I'm trying to hurry up and establish something here and help these kids, man. Because it makes me sad, man. When the reality hit me when I came back home, the drive from the airport to the residence we stay in, on the drive there, I saw this kid, like maybe about probably 12 years old, selling the pure water, and the water fell from his basket, his little plastic basket, and it cracked, everything broke, and like everything was just a mess, and the kid was on the side of the road crying, and I was just staring at him, and there's no way we could have stopped because they were going full speed, and the cars, here in Africa, the way they drive is crazy. So there's no way we could have stopped her. It was super difficult to like stop at that point. So man, I'm like, damn. I was just hurting, man, and my heart was just throbbing. I felt for the kid, and as you're driving, you're seeing the people selling stuff on the trays, you're walking by, seeing the people with the cement, building construction, probably have breakfast, and man, it hurts, It kind of triggered a different flame in me, which I'm gonna use to go punish the guys back up. And I know this is my country. I obviously knew, but man, it's like I haven't been here for 9 years, and you come back home just to hit no change at all in 9 years, man. It's almost like it was the same way. It was just left off the same way as when I left. So I was kind of sad and like, damn, and I could be that change. I just feel like the people that are wealthy here, they're waiting for a good president or waiting for a good leader. I mean, you could be that change. I mean, I know obviously you're not gonna fix the whole nation,
of course,
but you can start by little bits by the kids or helping out, But everyone is waiting for this guy to do this, for this guy to do this, I ain't waiting for nobody, I'm gonna do it myself, do what I can do for myself. If I could buy some Boston gloves, give it to the kids, if I could buy some mouth guards or training gear, I could do what I can do on my own.
Of course.
And I can't lie about that. Obviously, I could buy gloves, so you can't be like, I can't buy gloves. No, you could buy gloves, bro. So what I can do on my own, I will do when I'm coming back next time, because I'm going to try to come back 2 more times this year.
Beautiful.
Because I really want to come back home. Here is my natural habitat. I keep telling everyone, I feel comfortable here than I am in America. And people, it's funny because obviously there's kidnapping, blah blah blah, but they kidnap more people in America than here. Like they kidnap like 10 times more people in America than here. Obviously, I'm aware of the dangers here, but man, this is home for me. It's home for me. So I keep hearing people like, "Oh, Kennedy, be careful." Like, have you been to Nigeria? Stop telling me be careful, bro. I understand you mean well, but I don't want to hear be careful if you haven't been there. If you haven't put yourself in that position and you're not aware of the dangers, you're just watching TV and hearing stuff. Don't tell me be careful. I understand you mean well, but come first, and then you tell me be careful later.
Makes sense.
It's Nigeria's my country, bro. Until I die, I'm Nigerian by blood. So I'm always gonna do well. I'm always gonna come back and help the kids back home. I have to. I'm obligated to do so. So I forgot what the question was.
Man. I mean, I just wanted to let you rock, man, because that was solid. That was solid. All right, but then I have is this just curiosity? Do you feel like being home, eating the food here? Have you eaten pounded yam?
I've eaten almost everything I missed out on.
What did you eat before you came here, man?
Oh, before?
Yeah, just before
in the States.
Before
I came here.
Yeah, just like today.
Jollof spaghetti, jollof rice, fried rice, fried plantain, tiger nuts drink.
Man, everything.
I missed out on all that stuff,
bro.
I told Gucci I'm gonna torture myself.
Beautiful.
Like, I have to, but hey, I know I have to take it easy though.
You're still going to fight.
I know, hey, but it was so funny. Like I'm losing more weight, eating much than when I'm eating.
So that's the question, man. Like, so how do you feel it's affecting your body just being here, breathing the air.
I feel good, man.
The sun,
I feel great. I feel actually more healthier than I was over there.
Right.
Over there, I'm more conservative on what I'm eating, because I mean, with the GMOs and the bullshit they're putting in the food, like the pesticides and the chemicals, you're so alert, you're so vigilant. Okay, what do I eat now?
Yeah, man.
I mean, I'm not gonna starve myself.
Of course.
I don't have a farmland over there to plant my own stuff.
Grow your own stuff.
So it's like dang. But here I'm like, okay, I can eat this, and I'm not even eating as much as what you is. This is too much. This guy here, we went for sparring yesterday, and an hour before sparring, he's eating like spaghetti, and I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, well, you told me calories is good for my body. I'm like, bro, I didn't say an hour before training. This guy is here downloading stuff. Like, bro, he goes to train, he can't even move. He just he looks like those traffic guards. Like, bro, are you gonna move or are you just gonna sit there? Chid is like, well, he's just like that. Like, no, he's not like that. I rebuke that. Like, I don't, bro.
Chidi does the exact same thing. Chidi used to eat pounded yam before training.
And I understand.
Yeah.
See, I used to do that. I don't care. I used to do that. But then I'm like, okay, since they're saying in science, like, you gotta eat at least 3 hours before training.
Of course.
You don't want to affect it. Let me do that. So that's what I was doing. Mm-hmm. But if I was in Nigeria, I'll be eating an hour. I'll be eating 30 minutes before practice, because at least I know the food I'm eating is natural.
Solid,
yeah. But at the end of the day, like, I'm like freaking walking around right now 218. In America, I'm walking around at 235.
Wow.
Yeah, pounds, and here I'm walking 218, lean, ripped. Like, to get to the leanness I am now, I'm freaking trading my butt off.
Wow.
Because the food is like, I'm starving myself because I'm afraid of the food.
Yeah.
And I mean, now I just recently got a food sponsor, a meal sponsor. That kind of made things better. But I'm like, dang. But now it's like, here I'm getting natural stuff. Down the street, ladies are selling watermelon pie. I'm like, okay, let me get that.
Roasted corn.
I know what I'm getting.
Yeah.
But to see what the Western world, the nonsense they're doing, and man, it's just ridiculous. They're just destroying this world.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of pissing me off, like, because I haven't had kids yet.
Yeah.
Why can I haven't kids yet? They're just destroying this world.
Yeah.
And the people are suffering. The kids out here are suffering.
Yeah.
You know, and man, Africa is blessed.
Yeah, man.
It's the reason why they're stealing from us.
It is.
So obviously, there's something good about us.
It is.
They'll condemn us. Oh, you're animals. It is. But why you steal from us?
I mean, the best of the natural resources you can find
is here.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, no
why are you
doubt.
stealing from us? Okay, if you're gonna condemn and leave our resources.
No, it's too valuable.
But our leaders are so stupid. They fall for all this. They want the money so bad. They'll sell the resources away.
You said it when you started.
Agreed. We have that. That is something we have that it scares the crap out of me. It scares me. Like, if I have someone that'll lie to my face, even when I catch him red-handed and he still lies to my face,
my bro,
I stay away from that person.
My bro,
because that's the person that'll kill you.
My bro, that's day-to-day navigation here at this point in time. But you know the main thing, it's not greed. It's more in its sense that there's poverty of not just finances, but poverty of the mind.
But
so yeah,
the poverty. See, I don't care how broke I am. I'd rather be broke and die in poverty. And I understand what you're saying. Like, you get to a point where you're so poverty stricken, you have to do sellouts, but I can't sell out. Yeah. And there is not a lot of us that are like that.
Values and ethics, man.
It's just true for me, the way my mom raised me. But I could see it where people are just pushed to the wall, have their back against the wall, where they have no choice. And I totally understand. But for me, I just can't do it. I just can't say that's just me. I just can't sell out.
Of course.
Because at the end of the day, my guilt will be killing me. The guilt will be killing
conscience.
Yeah, it'll just be killing my conscience. So for me, but I understand what you mean.
Yeah.
But when you're wealthy now, why are you still greedy then? Like, you're wealthy, you have enough money. Like, look at Dangote. Don't tell me he can't fix the whole freaking nation.
It's weird. So. It's weird because you don't really know what happens to people's minds when they have to climb through a really corrupt system.
Yep.
You don't really know how people react when they're pushed a certain way. You don't know how people have gotten their money. That's the thing. Some people's wealth is ill-gotten.
Yeah.
It's basically going up, trickling up to whoever the sponsor
That's
is.
What I'm saying.
And we're just making the best we can. Like, look at even this. This is just the little we can. We come together, we create content, we train together, and we'll gradually have this.
And you're just thriving. That's
like-minded people. We'll move forward. We'll move forward, bro. I think this was an amazing conversation.
Absolutely.
I feel like there was two more things. If you were to give advice to Nigerian youth specifically, young men, young women. You're a professional athlete. You're an icon in just speaking honestly. When people see you here, they don't see a human. They see a representation of an idea. I can be something great if I work hard. Oh, he's God-fearing. He's a good person. He has a conscience.
Yeah.
I don't need to sell out. You represent many. I had the honor of meeting Kamaru Usman last month, and it was the same vibe I got from him. It's just you don't represent you anymore. You're much bigger than
much bigger than that, because there's so many kids looking at you.
Of course.
They're just watching you. I mean, when we went to the gym yesterday, Body Rocks, Silverbird, and the kids, asking questions. Because they're just so intrigued. They're asking questions. I mean, you don't get that a lot from the kids back in America. They don't really ask questions like that because the ego and the pride. No one wants to ask questions. I mean, some do, but not a lot. A lot don't. But the kids don't have that. All they have is the guy that just came back. And I'm so proud of them and what they're doing. So he said, my word for the youth.
Yeah. Well,
my word for the youth is just, man. And I'm speaking from my perspective. Just build your foundation, which is Christ. That's my foundation, and that's Christ, the one that brought me there. I mean, my village, Iselamba, come on, rarely people can go to America from that village, but God chose me. There's a reason why He chose me, and make Him your foundation. Trust me, if you just make God your foundation and rely on Him, just immerse your whole soul into Him. He will guide you. Now, you might not come to America, you might not go overseas, but man, this peace of mind He will give you. You see, the time on earth is so limited, and people don't understand. I understand the poor are broke and everything like that, but it's limited, and but eternity, man, is forever. So one place I don't want to spend in hell is eternity.
Yeah.
I don't want to be on earth doing whatever, having fun, feeding the flesh, and then when I die, I get judged, because no excuse on earth will save you that day when you stand before God. Yeah. So keep the foundation, God as your foundation for the youth, and keep working hard. Never give up. And at least if you don't make it, you tried. Then need to give up, and that's pretty much all I had to tell the youth,
I think that's a beautiful message, Mr. Kennedy. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you so much.
And we're looking forward to seeing the great things you do in the future.
Absolutely,
we're all praying,
absolutely.
and we're all with you in solidarity.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, man. Thank you. All right. So that's one down. Africa, yes sir. Yo, Kennedy in the house. The African, the African savage in the house. Hey, comeback culture. Yes sir. Yes sir. Savage in the house. Hello. Live in Quarry Farm. I'm jealous, bro. I'm jealous. I'm so jealous. You really got the whole bag. Yeah. I'm the general having Nice, bro. Thank you, man. Thank you.
And then the more equipment you have, the more notoriety and publicity you get.
What size is this? Oh, is that extra large? Hey.